Here we presents the top 5 best Sony cameras. Starting at number 5, Sony RX1. Is the full-frame Sony CyberShot DSC RX1 a great camera? Sure it is. But that's almost beside the point. At about $2,800, the real question becomes, is it $1,500 better than its APS-C competitors? Despite the squirming of my inner budgeteer, I have to say that the answer is a qualified yes. To recap why full frame makes a difference, a full frame sensor is the equivalent size of a frame of 35mm film. Larger sensors are generally more desirable for two main reasons: they potentially allow for larger photo size per pixel, for a given resolution, and they provide more creative flexibility with respect to depth of field at a given focal length. Larger photo size mean better light sensitivity, and better ability to resolve detail, which usually means higher quality photos. As for DOF, for a given distance from the subject, f2 at 35mm for example, you'll get a more defocused background with a full-frame sensor than with an APS-C. The photos that emerge from the RX1 are beautiful, and the camera delivers that right up through ISO 1600. The RX1 uses the same sensor and image processing engine as the SLTA99. The chip has larger photodiodes than predecessors and improved on-chip lenses, and the new processor incorporates Sony's latest area-specific noise reduction technology. With a terrific lens and a great full-frame sensor, the Sony CyberShot DSC RX1 delivers the best photos we've seen from a fixed-lens camera. But that doesn't come cheap. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. At number 4. Sony RX100. The Sony RX100 VI is the company's latest pocketable one-sensor compact. It uses the same 24 to 200mm equivalent f2.845 lens as its predecessor, but features a more capable, easier-to-use autofocus system. This comes in addition to the already impressive capabilities we saw in the Mark VI, including very fast continuous shooting and high-quality 4K video capture. And, for the first time in the series, the Mark VI has a mix socket for improved audio recording. The Mark VI can shoot at up to 20 frames per second, with no viewfinder blackout. Specs that are a match for the company's flagship A9 sports camera. And it's this capability, along with the enhanced AF, that prompts Sony to talk about the power of an A9 in your pocket. To be clear, though, it does not share its hardware with that model. One of Sony's strongest selling points for its cameras is the balance between quality and size. That's shown off to a great extent in the CyberShot RX line of cameras that come fully kitted with their own lenses. The CyberShot RX100 VI looks like a simple point-and-shoot camera, but it takes the concept to another level with a Zeiss 24 to 200mm lens for 8x optical zoom, optical image stabilization and a 21-megapixel 1-inch CMOS sensor. It also features a 3-inch LCD display on the back and a retractable electronic viewfinder. The CyberShot RX100 VI can capture 4K HDR video, has fast autofocus with 315 focal plane phase detection AF points, has a sensitivity range from ISO 125 to ISO 12800, and can shoot continuous bursts at 24 frames per second. All that capability in the CyberShot RX100 VI is still a pocket-friendly size at about 4x2. 63x1. 69 inches. Halfway of my listed number 3. Sony A99 II. At long last, Sony's new flagship A-mount SLT camera is here. The Sony A99 Mark II can capture high-quality 42.4-megapixel raw images at a very impressive burst rate. It has an excellent hybrid phase detect autofocus system to back up the fast capture speeds. On paper, the A99 II is an excellent SLT camera. Fortunately, its positives translated well to real-world shooting, although not without a few negatives. Ultimately, this very good flagship A-mount camera is rugged, durable and fast. If you have been waiting for an excellent full-frame A-mount camera, your wait is over. The new sensor, Bian's X-image processor and a new front-end LSI together allow extremely swift burst shooting from the A99 II. At its fastest, you'll be able to capture as many as 12 frames per second with both autofocus and auto exposure adjustments between frames. Sony has finally addressed some of the concerns that inadequate write speed in its cameras left customers waiting after a burst of shots, as it noted that even in high-speed continuous shooting mode, the Sony A99 II will allow image review immediately after shooting. With the Sony A99 II, the company debuts a new 5-axis, in-body image stabilization system tailored specifically for A-mount cameras. Like that for mirrorless models which made its debut in the A7 II, the Sony A99 Mark II's image stabilization system can correct for XY translational motion, as well as for pitch, yaw and roll. And like the A7 II system, it's said to have a 4.5 stop corrective strength. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. Coming in at number 2. Sony A9. Photographers shooting demanding subjects, auto racing, sailing, sports, wildlife, and the like, have long been limited to using the highest of high-end SLRs in order to capture fast action. Full-frame bodies like the Nikon D5 and Canon EOS 1DX Mark II shoot at a blistering rate and track subjects with aplomb, but are heavy and priced in the $6,000 range. Sony's full-frame mirrorless system has proven to be a formidable option for photographers whose needs fall shy of capturing the fastest action. With the new A9, sports shooters have a body that meets their demanding needs. Using a stacked sensor design, the camera captures at 20 fps using an electronic shutter, without any sort of blackout during exposure, so you can keep tracking moving targets. Its performance in real life lives up to the promises on paper, so we're naming the A9 our editor's choice. Sensor resolution is 24 MP, which is plenty for most applications, but sounds paltry when you know that Sony also makes a 42 MP full-frame image sensor. But while the 42 MP sensor used in the A7R2, A99 II and RX1R2 delivers fantastic image quality, it doesn't offer as much speed as the A9 stacked CMOS design, which, in very basic terms, improves readout speed by putting RAM right on the image sensor. Like the 42 MP sensor, the A9's 24 MP chip features a BSI design, so it has an advantage over the A7 II at high ISO settings. The A7 II tops out at ISO 25600, but you can push the A9 to ISO 204800. The A9 includes a command dial on its front hand grip, along with the power switch and shutter release at an angle at its top. On the top plate itself you'll find programmable C1 and C2 buttons behind the shutter, along with an AV compensation dial and a standard locking mode dial. The Sony A9 camera packs an incredible autofocus system, full-frame image sensor, and 4K video, all in a body that's smaller than most SLRs. And number 1. Sony A6400. The Sony A6400 isn't the sexiest, flashiest camera to come from the brand in recent years. Most of the buzz comes from the company's full-frame line. But not everyone wants or needs a big sensor. The APS-C format delivers a solid balance of size, image quality, and depth of field control, and is still what you find in most consumer cameras. Sony's latest entry in its APS-C mirrorless line inherits some features from its pricier siblings. It's a fine successor to the A6300 and earns our Editor's Choice Award. The A6400 looks a lot like the A6300. Sony hasn't made a major design overhaul to the style of camera in years, although there have certainly been incremental changes from model to model. The camera is available only in basic black. Silver editions of others in the series have come to market in the past, but typically well after the initial announcement. It's compact, measuring 2.8x4, 8x2, 0 inches and tipping the scales at 14.3 ounces. The A6400 is sold as a body only for photographers who already have an investment in compatible lenses. Sony also bundles it with the compact 16 to 50mm f3.5.5.6 zoom for $999.99, or with the longer 18 to 135mm f3.5.5.6 for $1,299.99. Both kit lenses include optical stabilization, a plus since the A6400 doesn't. The Sony A6400 is a camera that straddles the line between consumer and enthusiast, delivering automatic operation for family snapshots with the image quality and speed aficionados love. I have included these product link in the description. You can check out this link for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.